All right. Great morning, great afternoon, great evening. Hey, love. Hey, love. Hey, love. I'm Jessie C. Love, teacher love, coach love. It is a wondrous and wisdom filled Wednesday, January 27th, 2021. This is the Sun Price segment, Save Our Marriage Empowerment with Prayer, Reflection, Inspiration, and Encouragement. Hey, Delia World. How you feeling today? These are segments for the healthy minded people who are or have a desire to continue or have a faithful, loving, progressive, committed marriage. And I know I'm early compared to what I usually do and late compared to what I've been doing this week. I was reading some articles that really disturbed me, so it kind of delayed what I was doing. But I'm going to be as quick as I possibly can. Marriage is a multiplication or amplification of each other. It's two separate individuals coming together to be interdependent. You are bringing all of your experiences, your journeys together. For however long you've been alive, all of that is coming together. All right? It's a visual experience, and what my goal is with these segments, my reading, my research, my sharing of what it is that I've learned is to help us get to the point of having our marriage be as our creator, our heavenly father, our heavenly mother, whoever you call, our higher power, the way it was originally designed with marriage. It's a ministry. It immediately impacts, affects, and effects the one that you are with. Okay? And then that goes to the neighbors, the community, and possibly the world if they see you. I'm mad is an acronym for infidelity, miscommunication, misery, abuse, drifting, or divorce. That doesn't have to be in our marriages. We can be glad, wonderful, exhilarating, reviving, enthusiastic, grateful, lovingly, loyal, astounding, and dynamically divine. Dynamically divine. We're glad. There's a formula for success, just like there's one for what a lot of people call failure. I call it learning lessons, especially if you learn from it. It's what we choose, what we work in, what we do. When we know what we want, we won't spend time on what we don't want. We won't waste that time. Time is irreplaceable. All right? We build what we want. Zig Ziglar said, if you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you're determined to learn, then no one can stop you. Hey, Eddie, thanks for tuning in and speaking. Information changes situations. Applied knowledge. Oh my gosh, it increases wisdom, and prayer shifts the atmosphere and us. My goodness, we still have to put in the work. Me, listening, learning, gleaning, talking, praying, researching. I still talk to married and engaged people. I still talk to divorced people. I still talk to widows and widowers. And this is an assignment. So if you have an issue with it because I'm not in covenant yet, take it up with the Lord. All right? Take it up with the Lord. This is episode 59. I'm going to be as quick as I can. Our Love Dare devotion / dedication is for day 27. There's a difference between drama and conflict. And I had no idea I was going to read the stories that I read after I wrote this. Being trapped versus being called out. Perception, maturity, and mindset, they are vital keys to recognizing which consciousness we operate in. For those who holler about being trapped or holler about drama, their conversation tends to focus on working against the person that they're talking with. You know, that cancel culture that a lot of people have. Oh, that's just drama. No, it could be constructive feedback that you need to listen to so that it can help you grow and become a better person, a more informed person, to go from good to great. It's not drama. It's not always drama. The mindset can tear down understanding when it's constructive feedback. The mindset can change drama when it's conflict that needs to be called out and actually heighten comprehension and wisdom. You ever notice our attention span is like this? If we don't get it right then we don't want it, or you taking too long. That drive-through mentality, microwave mentality, we don't sit and study anymore. A lot of us don't even read 20 pages a day. Oh, beyond high school. I'm not fussing. We're different. Male, female, we're different. We won't agree on everything. We're not supposed to. If you got married at 35, that's 35 years of experiences and traditions that you're bringing to somebody else. And if they're 40, then they got 40 years. They got 5 more years, what you don't know about. And it's going to take a lifetime to uncover and discover as much as you possibly can. I'm learning myself every day. At my age, I don't know everything about me. We are not designed to be alike. We're not supposed to agree on everything. Twins don't even agree on everything. Triplets don't even agree on everything. We're not designed to. Our Creator didn't make us that way. And when we try to make somebody become who we think they should be, that's when conflict, that's when the drama arises. That's drama. That's not conflict. That's creating drama. Emotional intelligence helps us to look at the highs and the lows of our relationships. All of them. Relationships are supposed to take us somewhere. Friendship, relationship, they're supposed to get us somewhere that we weren't before. Preferably positively. If it's not positive, then consider it a learning lesson. Learn from it. Yeah. Husbands want to see their wives smile all the time or as much as possible. Healthy husbands know that this ain't going to always be. She ain't going to smile all the time. Women smile more than men. For what reason, I don't know. It is not soft to smile. It's actually healthy. It takes more muscles in your face to frown and be angry than it does to smile. Frowning makes you older. Frowning, you don't see that. But when I frown, or when I'm thinking, I'm stretching my face, putting dents all in my face, stressed out, but smiling, you get the smile lines and things of that nature. That's all right. Frowning, no. Women always or love to smile. And most of the time we do more than men. Men, the healthy men, they be laughing too. It's the ones who are on the other spectrum that feel like, I can't smile because that makes it seem like I'm soft. Hello, your wife wants you to be soft with her. And sometimes there's somebody else that needs to see that softness too. That'll be going around mugging. That is where drama comes in. A healthy husband sees disappointment as an opportunity to fight for the relationship rather than run from it and make excuses or cause drama. No. And it's also not an opportunity to use it as a weapon against the marriage. No. He knows that his wife needs connection, so he doesn't disconnect. Remember how I talked about earlier that when there's an issue that arises, a healthy husband doesn't bail. He doesn't just leave the scene. He doesn't walk away. He may say, honey, I need a few moments. Let me go to my space. You go to your space. Let's pray about it. Come back in 15 minutes and we're going to talk this out. He don't just leave. No. She's like spaghetti. You just cut her in half when you do that. Come on. Healthy husbands don't do it though. Proverbs 15:1 is where you can see about that gentle answer, turning away, wrath, letting her know, talking to her, talking with her, sharing. Yeah. If or when a conflict begins, you're capable, healthy husbands, of speaking in love to let it be known what it was that irritates you, how you're feeling. When she or you're uncomfortable in saying something like, hey, this conversation that we're having, if it continues this way, my feelings could get hurt or bothered in some capacity. So we need to take just a few moments and just calm down. I'm going to pray. You go pray. And we'll come back. That hug, kiss on the forehead, and put a timer on to make sure it's just that 15 minutes. Yeah. Can we be more careful in what's being said? Goes a long way. Healthy husbands communicate. Hey, honey, right now I'm not in the right space and I feel agony. I can't explain the irritation at this moment. So can we take a time out, a prayer pause, a room retreat for a few minutes to regroup and then continue this conversation? Can we do that, please? Yeah. Drama? No. Trap? No. Healthy intelligence? Exercising patience and wisdom? I think so. Tell me if I'm wrong. Sometimes the very attribute that helps you grow in love could become an irritant later. It takes wisdom, courage, and effort to allow this to happen. What do I mean by that? Her very social and helpful nature that you appreciated when y'all was courting and dating, and you loved it. You loved how she was so sociable, social butterfly. Everybody flocked to her, and it helped you flock to her, and she showed and showered some of that on you. And then all of a sudden, the unhealthy ones, when you get married, you start looking at, why you always talking to this one? Who is that all up in your face? And this is you always doing. That's not healthy. And you have to look at to see where that came from, because she was doing that before. You loved her for it. Now all of a sudden it's an irritant. That creates drama. When we look at it from within, now why is that bothering me all of a sudden? She been doing that. He been doing that. What is it going on within me that now I find an issue with this person in her face, or these people on her live or talking with her, when she was doing that before? And when I thought about that, it made me think about one of my, he's like a godfather, grandfather to me. It could have been a great grandfather. He was married to his wife for over 60 years before she passed away. And to watch them in church, she over here, he over there. All kind of women coming, hugging, kissing on him. She over there, same thing with different men. And I'm looking like, that don't bother you? Oh, no, he was always like that before we got together. She was always like that before we got together. I know that's my wife. I know that's my husband. He ain't doing nothing. He could be praying, whatever. He got a lot of daughters in the church. I got a lot of sons in the church. Husbands that come and talk to me that want some information or guidance with their wives. And I know that some of those wives are going to him talking about their husbands. I was like, okay, no problem. He never remarried. He passed away, I think it was maybe 10, 15 years after her. But it taught me something. It's like, okay, that didn't irritate you. She kept her ministry. You kept your ministry. Where people are like, nah, you can't communicate with the opposite. It takes maturity to do it. Yeah. It takes a lot. It's work. They're very social nature. She didn't attempt to accommodate or change herself, and neither did he. Not like that. They just joined it. And then to see them working together in it when they met, and to see the people still coming to them, it was like, wow. There's a pastor now who's been married for close to 30 years. And he's very much in love with his wife. I met him, had him sign my books. They do the same thing. They're younger though. He's not even 50 yet. They do the same thing. She over there, he over there. It's like we get more done when we separate. We know what each other's doing. I'm not putting my foot on her neck. I'm not stopping her. I got God to answer to if I cut her from her gift and her ministry. And she ain't stopping me. Man, to meet him, I've never met his wife, but my goodness. And they're younger. Not only do they not dismiss their calling, they don't see each other withering. Your wife is like a flower. A healthy husband knows that. Water her, nurture her. Okay? Wives that may be listening, go ahead and put your husband as the garden. Nurture that. Fertilize, Give the sunshine. What used to bridge can become a gap if we don't look at the frustrations that could arise. We're two different people. Of course, there's going to be some kind of conflict. I gotta hurry up. It's almost time to work out. What used to bless can become a mess if we don't check it. A healthy husband avoids the conflict, the drama. Conflict is good, drama is not. Avoiding drama looks at what caused the irritation or aggravation from within. A healthy husband asks themselves what they love about their wives versus putting magnifying glasses on what they don't. And yes, it goes both ways. If you're a wife and you've never listened to me before, it goes both ways. I'm on husbands right now, but yes, it does go to wives too. Take what you can get, spit out the bones. Love isn't all that's needed. There's work involved. We don't look to fix the other person. We didn't create them. We didn't create them. They're our gift, but we didn't create them. We work on building and protecting. Do you have a safe word to use when unhealthy interruptions need to be interrupted? Okay. Is there compassion versus manipulation? Do you have a safe phrase that allows you to pause the conversation? Or a gesture? Hey, time out. Peace. Something. A phrase that rings forgiveness or to be sensitive, because we've all sinned and fallen short. All of us. And something. That's Romans 3:23. If you want to go look at it. Marriage is not all about chemistry, because those chemicals blend. It's not. You got to look at compatibility. You got to look at differences. What attracted you in the first place. And make them work. Mesh. Nothing ever unrings a bell. Nothing can never unring a bell. So we always have to be mindful. If she spends nearly the same time doing what she was doing and you want more of her doings to be focused on you and it's not, an apology won't erase the hurt that you may feel because of that. It won't. You can choose to forgive and not let the pain control you, or you can use some of your time enjoying the activity. You know, that 21 hours minimum that you're spending. Okay, if she had to put, or she used some of her 21 to go towards something that she was doing anyway, nothing says you can't join her. I mean, unless it's just an all women's thing. Healthy husbands know that. Yeah, sometimes you might be the only man sitting in there if they let you come up in there. They may need your conversation. They may need your ear. What's stopping you? Healthy husband ain't got no qualms, no issues whatsoever. That's an activity. Yeah, a healthy husband sees God's grace to go after healthy growth and development. Infidelity and abuse excluded. Saying I'm sorry and walking in forgiveness, we increase the protection of our connection. There's no tug of war. There's no drama for what we do or give. Sometimes, if you know about chicken and waffles, chicken, waffle, spaghetti, chicken and spaghetti, waffles and spaghetti. You pour the syrup on your waffles. You know, pancakes, you got eggs somewhere. Sometimes the syrup drizzles onto the other food. Do you get mad at that syrup because it touched the other food? Depending upon your plate, a lot of us, especially during the holidays, you don't see no space on the plate. Food touching food everywhere because it's piled on. Do we get mad at that food for touching? Even though it's different food? Most of us don't. What we do, we go ahead and eat it. Okay? We don't get mad because we're eating chicken and the crumbs fall in the spaghetti or the crumbs fall in the waffles. We eat it. We don't get mad at it. Ain't no drama, ain't no conflict. We eat it. Oh my gosh. We don't toss the entire meal or yell at it for being what it is. Look ahead. We look forward to the enjoyment of the meal. As I wrote this, I became aware of 2 more pending divorces. That's why I'm even later than what I've been doing this week. Celebrity divorces. One for infidelity. And to most, that's a deal breaker. The other is undisclosed. In both, they've been together for about 4 years. Either together or married for 4 years. And have at least one small child. And that child is about to deal with the inability to put both of them together. Because they'll be in separate households. And children need both. We see that evidence in a lot of what's going on during this pandemic, whereas a lot of, I can say from experience, a lot of parents used to tell me I didn't know what I was doing, that they could teach their child better than me because, I didn't have no children biologically. And how they wanted a robot to teach their children. And right now we got cameras going and we have a lot of children. An article that I read and reshared today, posted today, about our youth committing suicide because they're not in school. Yet teachers are some of the most unappreciated, underpaid careers. Yeah. And then you have children who are between the ages of 10 and 15. Their violence is on the rise. A lot of them from single parent households that don't have the benefit of both parents in covenant. I read an article today about some little girls, 11 to 14 if I'm not mistaken, took the life of a 15-year-old and live streamed it down in Louisiana. Our children are impacted when we're not healthy. We change. Everything changes. Healthy people grow and change. Marriage can be beautiful when we work on it. Put some effort into it. When we remember that we're two individuals uniting our lives to become better, to capitalize on our differences so that it enhances our lives and our future. If we thought about everything that we do impacts our children too, I think we'd be more quick to be on the healthy side of the spectrum than the unhealthy. Those seeds that we plant with our spouse, we would be a lot more cognizant of what kind of seed we're planting. We would be more willing to not be critical, to not turn a conflict into a drama and diminish our blessings. Yeah. We would realize that a house divided won't stand. It won't. And we would pray to keep our union together, doing what it takes. It's not a microwave. It's not some quick meal. That's not life. Even pregnancy requires 40 weeks, right? 10 months. Most folks say 9 months. 40 weeks is 10 months for the baby to be as healthy as possible. It takes time. There's a reason. Fighting against versus fighting for. There's a difference. Yeah. Faith makes it possible. When all is said and done, I always say that you are your spouse's 10 out of 10. That's because iron is sharpening iron. At Proverbs 27:17, you're a team. You're bringing out each other's greatness. You're shining, you're buffing, shaping. Yeah, helping to create. Our CISPA, the character, integrity, spirituality, progression, and advancement is dependent upon each other to go from good to great. We believe, we receive, we conceive, but we never deceive. We don't do that. Mr. Les Brown's acronym, and I'm getting up off here because I'm late for work. W is the willingness to do what it takes without causing harm. O is to have the optimism that everything's going to work out for our good. There's good in it if we see the silver lining. And we don't just throw in the towel. We work to deal with what's going on. Conflict resolution, as we used to call it. Yeah. R is to reinvent self. That's where you go from here to here. Good to great, as I say often. during these segments. K is the kindred spirit. Not only to be able to socialize, to be able to embrace the right relationships, to be able to ask for help, and then to receive help. We're not meant and designed to be alone. We always need someone that can teach us something. We ain't gonna agree with everything that they say, but there's something to be gotten, something to learn, some way to improve. There are no coincidences. I call them Godcidences. You seeing this ain't no coincidence. Get something from it. What we don't face, we won't fix. We have to reveal, we have to deal so we can heal. We're not bleeding on somebody else for something that's unresolved. No sweeping up under the rug. Unpack it. Take it out. Look through it. Even though it's a mess, it can become a message. The conflict can lead to higher conversation and the ability to resolve and grow. Save Our Marriage Empowerment with prayer, reflection, inspiration, courageous conversation, and encouragement. Episode number 59. With love, naturally. I appreciate your time. Thank you for tuning in. Do love, be love, walk in love, look in love, speak in love, do everything in love. Healthy husbands lead in love. And they also know when to follow in love. Make it a lovely day, not just for you. Find someone else and help them have a lovely day too. Start with self and then give it to someone else. Until the next time, I appreciate your time as always. Be love.